I feel like we can do the intro even better, especially because I wasn't recording on anything at all. I was just
Okay.
like, all right, let's just go for it. There was nothing even started.
Okay.
Okay,
I love it.
round 2. Bum 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 bum. Y'all ready for this?
Food Court, the movie podcast and Twitch stream where Sean
And Michael.
watch shit, talk shit, and most importantly, eat shit. We are the law. And you know what? We watch Space Jam: A New Legacy, or as most are calling it, Space Jam 2.
Two. Too much.
Too bad.
Too bad.
I have a few things to say before we even get into anything.
Yes.
One, to those who are listening, to those who are watching, thank you so much for doing that. We appreciate you so much.
Yes.
And follow up, tell a friend. And here's why: you owe us. We did a poll that said, hey, what movie do you want us to watch? Mm-hmm. We put Space Jam on there and it's like a joke.
Yeah, big joke.
We didn't think you would pick it.
You fool.
You
fool of it. You fool of it.
You fooled us.
You fooled us.
They're full of it. Fool of it.
Wow.
So we think that you owe us. So tell a friend. Tell many friends. Whether you're in New Zealand or Australia or America or Sweden or I don't know, other places. Albania. Is there anyone in Albania? If you are in Albania, tweet at us. And we'll be like, hey, what's going on? Is Albania a place?
Is it a place? I don't know. I often sit in bed wondering, is that a place or did I make that up in my head?
Sometimes I wake up in the middle of the night and just go, is Albania a place? And then I go, well, if only there was a way to know. Alas, there isn't. There's no way to find out.
And, we thought we could trust in the system, and Chad brings up a good point. That poll made me stop believing in democracy. I stopped believing in democracy long ago.
Whenever Joe Biden won.
When Sleepy Joe rolled into office from his basement. Yeah, from his basement.
Where he was hiding.
From his hiding hole. From his rocking chair where he was the corpse of Norman Bates' mother.
You've got to take the vaccine.
Take it where, though? Where do they take it?
Take it to your house and crack it on the floor so it runs out into the floor.
Let your cats lick it up. And then Broob said they were a part of that hateful club of people who voted for it. And to that I say, and I just cut off the podcast.
To that I say, there will be no more.
No more. Yeah. This is the last podcast.
I've got 1,000 things to say about New Legacy. But before that, will you do the Panda Express theme song? Because I have a Panda Express.
Oh, yeah. Ready?
Yes.
It's time for the Panda Express. It's because we got some things to express. Bum, bum. And I don't remember what I watched this week. But what did you watch? Ding, 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 ding.
Michael, thank you for queuing up that cassette tape of our theme song that sounds exactly the same way
week to week.
Yeah. And
even the weeks where I don't remember to do it.
Yes.
And I wasn't going to remember today.
I'm here because I had to talk about it. Pig. I watched the feature film Pig starring Nick Cage. And I don't want to say too much because I think this is another one of those movies where if I say too much, it kind of robs it of some of the fun. But it's a really interesting movie. And it kind of moves in a way that you don't expect it to. Nick Cage is great. That kid from Hereditary whose name I can't remember. But that kid, whatever his name is.
Jonathan
Taylor Thomas. He's good in it too. And it does a whole bunch of things I never expected it to, and it's very good. So, and I haven't seen a very good movie in like a few weeks. So I'm
Yeah.
excited to announce to you, see Pig. If you are comfortable going to the theater, I understand that Delta's getting real fucked up now and it's scary. But if you feel comfortable, go see Pig. If not, put it in your Letterboxd watch list and watch it later when it gets to your home.
I think that is a great idea, and I am one of the people who hasn't seen it yet, and I want to see it. So I will be going to the theater, and I will be masking up.
Michael.
Yes.
I'll go see it again. I want to see it with me.
Ooh, okay. Do you think it'll be up for Best Picture? That's so dumb.
I think it's gonna be up for Best Supporting. Can't think of a pun.
Best Supporting, like boar. Even though it's not a pig's not a boar, but whatever.
Oink. What could the oink?
Oink.
It could be an oink pun.
Oink. Best.
Oink.
Ooh. Oh, Broob said Best Supporting Pork, but you could say Best Supporting Actor.
Jonathan Taylor Thomas, who is also in it. Okay, I've said all I can about Pig. Go see it.
Mm-hmm.
If you haven't watched Space Jam: A New Legacy, don't watch that. Go see Pig instead. Yeah. Because Space Jam: A New Legacy, spoiler alert, sucks.
It is one of the worst experiences I've had in recent memory, and even things I've forgotten. It made me relive trauma. No.
This is weird. This is actually weird, but Michael was viciously beaten by a snake woman.
Yeah.
And he had blocked it out until he saw Space Jam: A New Legacy with the snake woman, and he went, "Oh, I forgot about the snake lady. She beat the shit out of me in the street."
Yeah. It's crazy.
And there was a bird man and a man who was both fire and water, and they were mocking him as he was being beaten.
And trigger warning, there's a dad in here that forces his son to play sports. So if you've had to deal with that, I mean, I don't want to have to relive me crying because my dad's throwing a soccer ball at my head, okay?
I don't either. I don't want you to have to relive that. I'm never watching this movie again.
Never again.
I'm going to do the plot. But first, I have to talk about one main fatal flaw.
Okay.
There's thousands of fatal flaws in this movie, but one main one is the name. Space Jam: A New Legacy. A New Legacy. I don't like sequels that insist on having a bunch of words at the end.
Yeah. Just
call it 2.
Space Jam 2, that's it.
Space Jam 2.
Space Jams, even.
Space Jams is fine. Actually, that is one thing I want to bring up. Alien is a movie about an alien.
Mm-hmm.
Aliens is a movie about a bunch of aliens.
Yes.
And it's perfect.
Exactly.
It tells you everything about the movie, and all they did was add an S.
Yep.
That's amazing. But
Alien 3, I can watch about 3 minutes of it. It's
yes. Alien Resurrection sucks because it has a resurrection. Why would you want even my second favorite Die Hard movie, Die Hard with a Vengeance?
Oh,
Die Hard with a Vengeance. It's a bad name.
It doesn't need to be there.
Die Hard with a Vengeance.
Die Hard with, that's too many words.
You are dying hard with a vengeance?
Die Hard 3, but the E in die is a 3.
Yes.
Die 3 hard.
Die
3 hard.
And the D is a 3. Every letter is a 3.
Yeah.
It's just a bunch of 3s, and you have to decode it as Die Hard.
Yeah, I don't want to give it away.
Give it away.
I also have already said that I hated it, so I guess I already did. But Broobs is saying that they spent $150 million on this movie.
Yes.
And I just think maybe there's just a way where we could spin that somewhere else. I'm starting to think, and this is a hot take for someone who is on a movie podcast, but perhaps not on a movie. Just donate it.
Yeah. I was thinking as I was walking home from work, that they should give it to starving kids.
Yeah.
And make a documentary about that.
Yeah.
And then that's the movie.
There you go. That's great.
But the problem with that is no one gives a shit about starving kids. They
What?
only care about Space Jam 2,
Yeah.
A New Legacy.
What they want is King James. Oh, God above. End it all. I just want to.
King James.
It's just so stupid. Go ahead.
This is the plot. Basically, the plot is very similar to the plot of the first one. King James and his young son, Dom. Are having trouble because Dom likes to have fun and be silly because he's fucking 12 or something. And you know what? LeBron grew up and he had to have a rough childhood because he had to learn to play basketball and to be the best basketball. So he's being very hard on his son, who doesn't really want to play basketball. What he really wants to do is design video games.
And he's good at it.
And he's already doing it. Yeah. He's built a video game called Dom Ball. Dom Ball. And the King James and his family are invited to King James and his son, for some reason, I don't know, I have no idea why his son is there, are invited to Warner Brothers by Sarah Silverman and what's the guy's name?
Steven
Yeun. And they are invited to be a part of this algorithm's new ideas of how to make movies.
Yes.
Which is played as a laughable concept.
Yeah.
And yet, the movie feels as if it is just built out of random pieces that maybe like a very dumb computer would come up with.
Yeah, exactly.
And, and for some reason, that artificial intelligence is Don Cheadle.
Oh, wow. Yeah. For some reason.
Don Cheadle, a computer man, Don Cheadle. It's Don Cheadle's inside of, as they call it, the serververse.
Yeah.
As Don Cheadle, but his character name is Algae Rhythm.
Algae Rhythm. And speaking of Algae Rhythms, I've got to interrupt this plot because we are having our very first Twitch raid from my friend Choby Chumpus. Thank you all for coming in. Welcome. We are Food Court Movie Podcast. I'm Michael.
I'm Sean. We're talking about Space Jam: A New Legacy.
Yeah.
If you joined us and you're a Space Jam: A New Legacy fan, I regret to inform you, you're wrong.
You're wrong, and you should leave immediately. We do not want you here. We do not respect your opinion. Shut the fuck up. Don't comment about it.
Michael,
I don't even.
Michael.
Okay, sorry. Sorry.
Jesus.
I'm sorry.
We can agree to disagree, even on something. I mean, this is like agreeing to disagree on the existence of the Holocaust.
Yeah.
But we are on the side that the Holocaust exists and it was bad.
And it's called Space Jam: A New Legacy.
Yes. But this is what happens. Algae Rhythm gets mad at LeBron, who's making fun of his great idea, which is a bad idea.
Yeah.
And he sucks Dom and LeBron into the serververse.
Yes, the serververse.
Which is, I don't know what it is. I don't understand it as a concept, but it's like a universe, except planets are different Warner Brothers properties.
Yes.
There is a Casablanca planet for some reason.
For some reason.
There is a The Matrix planet for some reason. There is a Toon planet. There is like a DC universe planet.
But only the cartoons.
Only the cartoons.
It's really bizarre.
There, for some reason, there's Wonder Woman, but she is a comic book, whereas the other DC characters are cartoons.
Yeah, it's really bizarre. And I'm pretty sure they didn't even get the lady who played her to do the voice. It's just some random.
I think it's some other lady.
It's like kind of weird.
I'm going to briefly look that up.
Maybe it was maybe it's someone who did her voice in the cartoons. Fuck y'all.
I forgot that there are like 50,000 names in this, so I'm not even gonna look it up.
Broob said, "Fuck Galbaday."
Galbaday.
Galbaday.
Hey, listen, she just wants to destroy Palestine.
That's it.
And that's it. I mean, why should Palestinian people have a place to live?
Go, girl. Girl power.
We're having our own Holocaust. Girl power. Okay, so what happens is, like in the first Space Jam, they have to, LeBron has to build a basketball team.
Yeah.
We don't know why.
For some reason.
And because it's a reference to the first movie, that's why. And so he finds Bugs Bunny, and Bugs Bunny helps him to find all the other tunes.
Yes.
And they build a team out of tunes, which is fun, I guess.
Why not?
Or in theory would be fun. And Dom, on the other hand, is building his goon squad.
Goon squad.
He has scanned famous NBA and WNBA players, or sort of famous NBA and WNBA players, people famous enough to, but who were also willing to be in this movie.
Yes.
And he turns them into monsters.
Not monsters.
Very poorly designed, ugly-looking characters.
Yes.
That look like shit. Just horrible character
Horrible,
design.
horrible.
There's one that is fire and water. Does it make sense? No. Is it interesting within the frame of the movie itself? No.
No. And his name is Wet Fire. Just like, what? Wet Fire?
Wet Fire.
What a stupid name.
Sounds like my OnlyFans. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Wet Fire. I'm gonna get naked
and then set myself on self-immolate.
I'm gonna put alternately ice and a candle against my taint. You guys can watch. I don't know what voice that is even.
It's a cool
and
one.
You know what happens? They battle. They have an endless basketball battle that lasts maybe an hour. I don't know.
I think it's longer than an actual basketball game. I was like,
Yes.
Jeez Louise.
It's long as fuck.
Yeah.
And in front of an audience of WB characters, great and small. The internet told me, and I noticed it, or else I might not have noticed it.
Yeah.
The internet showed me that there's a character from The Devils, which we did a podcast about.
Yeah.
There's a nun from The Devils.
Why?
There are droogs from Clockwork Orange. We don't fucking know why.
So bizarre.
It's extremely bizarre.
Yeah.
And eventually, LeBron wins.
Yeah.
And he and his son, their love is reignited once more.
Yes.
And Bugs Bunny dies.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert. But then it turns out he didn't die. He just moved into the real world.
Somehow.
Now there's gonna be some horrible sequel.
Probably.
Him in the real world, and then
a new legacy too.
A newer legacy.
An even newer.
And that's it, right?
That's basically the whole movie. I mean, I think you summed it up.
And that means we have to talk about our Euro.
And but before we do that, I'm just gonna jump into chat. Chad Ryden says Space Jam 2 serververse is like if Terminator Genesis was shittier, which I agree. And Broob said Wet Fire sounds like diarrhea. Of course, Evil Sheep.
That's some Nashville hot chicken.
Yeah, Wet Fire's coming out. And Evil Sheep said Wet Fire is what I call my shit after Taco Bell, which of course is very accurate because as good as it is in the moment.
Yeah,
it will be flying out of your rectum.
Really?
Later.
I don't have that much problem with Taco Bell.
Really?
I mean, maybe I have an iron stomach, but when I eat Taco Bell, I go, "This is delicious," and then the next day I feel great, and nothing bad happens to me.
Wow!
All it does is bring me joy, and it probably gives me congestive heart failure when I'm like 43. But before that, I go, "This is wonderful. Thank you so much, Mr. Taco."
The surgeon looks up from your cut open chest and goes, "There's too many tacos in here."
And I'm eating a taco.
Yeah. Oh. What?
Oh, I can't eat tacos.
Blood shoots out.
And I spit it in the taco and then I eat
it. Yeah, talk about some fire sauce. Okay.
Taco about some fire
Yeah,
sauce.
blood.
I have a gyro, Michael.
Yeah, let's start with the gyros now.
They go by fast. There are a few little jokes that work.
Yes.
Which is very rare because in general, the timing in this movie is horrible.
Yeah.
It's a long movie, but also everything seems abbreviated. Like the classic Warner Brothers cartoon timing is bang, beat, like some kind of noise or some kind of, oh, whoopsie daisy.
Oops.
Oh, I blew it. Or something. There is a moment in between smash and whatever like funny joke thing there.
Exactly.
And in this, there is smash. Ooh. It's like there's no time for you to laugh. There is no comic timing in almost all of them.
0%.
But there are a few tiny little jokes that were okay. One, my favorite one. The team has won. The Monstars / Goon Squad have been defeated.
Yes.
And everyone is celebrating. And Daffy Duck is running around saying, "Somebody hug me."
Yeah.
Somebody hug me.
That one is
and
really
no one
good.
is hugging him. It's a pretty good bit.
It's really good.
There's a couple more. Okay, no, there's one more. Yeah, this is the only other funny thing, I think. There's at the halftime before when our heroes are getting destroyed.
Yes.
Our Looney Tunes All-Stars are getting destroyed.
Correct.
Wile E. Coyote comes in looking very dejected, and he walks through the frame, and we reveal that his tail is on fire.
Yeah.
And it's just funny.
Exactly.
And it's good because it is just a surprising thing
Yeah,
in a
it's
way that almost nothing else is, because everything in this movie is a recycled bit.
Yeah. It's
Like all of the Looney Tunes bits are old recycled Looney Tunes bits. And why couldn't they do new bits?
Wild ones. They're cartoons. You can do anything. But
You
they
can do anything. Yes.
didn't do
But
that.
it's like the same. And also, it's even weirder because it's the same recycled bits that were already recycled in the first Space Jam. Like they do like the painting thing on the wall, and then you run into the wall, and then it's not a wall. It's like they do all the old WB bits.
And you're like, okay, you already did this.
This has been done. This bit is literally 70 years old.
But this is exactly. Which I know this is Euro time, but that is the biggest issue. Is that it's one of these movies that operates on you recognize something and it's good because you're recognizing things. It's like, no, just because like they throw in something you recognize doesn't mean it's good. Like just because you're like, oh, I know that character. It's like, well, is it used in a good way? No, not at all. Then it's not good. It's not just good on the merit of it just being there. Like, absolutely. I hate stuff like that. And that's what this movie just was. It was like, what?
That's all the movie is.
Yeah.
I put it in my notes. Girl Talk. There's that band Girl Talk that is just like a mashup of a whole bunch of different things that I could never really get into because it just seemed like, hey, here's this thing, and here's this other thing, and here's this other thing. Isn't it weird that they're all together?
Yeah.
And that's what this whole movie is. It's just like, what? The Matrix is in the what? There's an old lady, but she's the Matrix.
But
whoa.
Yeah. Whoa. How could
okay,
that
what?
be?
Name one.
One good
we get
thing.
into all the negative stuff. Name one good thing, Michael.
Okay, I actually had 3 somehow. I had to search my brain. I was like, and I blocked so much out, even afterwards when we were talking about it in the parking lot. I was like, and sometimes things are so bad you can't save it for the pod. Usually we save it for the pod. We don't talk about it. But we had to decompress because it was just intense. Like, I said grueling a lot, and I meant it. Like, I felt exhausted. I was like, ugh.
Yeah. It felt. Did you say the positive thing yet?
No, I didn't.
Okay, well I'll keep saying the negative thing before you get to the positive thing. It felt. I mean, as I was watching it, I felt like movies might be dead forever. Like I felt like this would kill every other movie.
I did feel
like
that.
It would be like a. Well, I mean, almost like in algae rhythm in the movie where he can destroy everything with his powers. He brings all the people who look at their phone into the thing, and he's going to trap them forever.
Yeah.
I felt like movies might be forever
destroyed. Yeah, it does.
This movie.
I felt that too, and okay. One last thing. As a precursor, we got a slew of trailers that were this exact movie.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, this is like horrific. Like, it's getting to a point where like everything has some stupid ass pop song that's just shit, just pure shit. That's like, you can do whatever you want. Boom, boom, chicka, boom, boom. And it's like, I'm a kid. I'm myself. It's like, everything is like the same shit now. And it's like, then the movie started. I was like, it's all the same. And it was very depressing and just like, oh my God. And it didn't seem like, I don't know, there were tons of kids in the audience. It was like, they're disinterested. Like, no,
who? The kids didn't laugh.
Yeah.
There was like maybe 2 or 3 spots where the kids laughed, but we were the only ones laughing.
Yeah.
And we were just laughing at like the horrible setups and LeBron's horrible acting.
Ooh, which we'll get into. But if I have to pick 3 things I scraped off the bottom of my mind, there's a part where LeBron's mad at them for the Tunes for not performing well in basketball. Mm-hmm. And it's like mimicking the exact things that he talked to with his son or whatever.
Yes.
And then Tweety Tweety Bird says, "You're a bad dad." I was like, that's good. Because it just, as with Tweety's voice, I was like, okay, that was good, even if it was unintended. And then I liked when Wile E. Coyote was shooting all the balls out of this, like, he had this huge machine that was just shooting all these balls out, and then he accidentally shot himself, and it made a bunch of copies of himself, and I was like, that was kind of interesting.
Yes, and that was a classic style Wile E. Coyote bit, but like new.
Exactly.
He threw the ball in the thing, and they kept on scoring points, but of course, Wile E. Coyote always fucks things up, and he went inside, and he kept smashing against himself.
Mm-hmm. It was great.
And that's like a good new Wile E. Coyote bit.
Just do new bits.
Yes, do new bits.
The cartoons, you can do literally anything. How about we just do exactly what they've always done? Okay, great.
Yeah. Yes.
And then there was a part where they stole the red monster's fur.
Yes.
And I was like, that's kind of funny, but
yes,
that's about all I can think of. I was like, I mean, I'm glad I saw some 2D animation. That's nice, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, some of that stuff was okay.
Yeah, I mean, like the content, not so much, but like the fact that it's there, that a child will go, you can do that, instead of just like make everything CG constantly is nice, I guess. But
absolutely,
I don't know. That's about all I got for you.
Okay, I'm gonna start doing negative stuff.
Please.
I have like 100 negative things. One, this is on your list. But I think it's Daffy. I think Daffy does like an MC Hammer thing, or is it Bugs?
I think it's Bugs.
Somebody does an MC Hammer thing. One of like a million different times when you wonder, like, who is this movie for?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I got the joke because I'm old.
Yeah, me too.
It's a kid's movie. Ostensibly.
Yeah.
But every reference is to something that kids will not understand.
And to a reference that people who were little kids watching Space Jam 1 weren't like into. Like, they wouldn't even be like it wasn't some 90s like, if you were referencing some 90s thing, maybe that would make sense. It just was so weird. It was like, what? Yeah. I feel like stuff like that is so bizarre. I feel like I've seen commercials do that, like reference like MC Hammer or something. You're like, when is this gonna go away? Like, who is still relating to it's just weird. Stuff like that is so bizarre.
And I mean, references like that are so strange because, like, the date of the reference is so old.
Yeah.
I mean, 25, 30 years, maybe?
It's crazy.
It's a very old reference. And it's like, I guess technically a joke.
Yeah.
But it's like, what is the funny thing about
a
cartoon character wearing hammer pants right now.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I think you're hitting on something really big. I feel like this is like kind of the curse of like YouTube culture and shit, where it's like they're just doing these things that are jokes, but there's
Yes.
nothing in the joke. They like
Yeah.
just zoom in and be wacky, and there's like no real reason, or like it doesn't
Yeah.
really work. But they're like, that's what's funny. Like it's like, oh, something weird. Like, oh, I'm started choking on how angry I am. Something weird happened. Something bugs rips out of my throat and like I'm dead. Hey, what's up, dog? You're dead, dog. But yeah, it's just like something random.
Yeah.
It's loud. It's colorful. It's like this is funny.
Is that good?
Yeah. Is this what you wanted? Yeah.
Okay, I got like a million more, but drop some negativity on me right now.
Okay. Notorious P.I.G.
Oh my
is
God.
the most brutal thing that's ever happened to me. It happened specifically to me. I felt. It's where Porky Pig, for no reason at all, because this basketball game makes zero sense. It's the whole thing is like you can do whatever you want, which not even in video games is the thing. There are rules to video games. You can't just do anything. So I was like, this doesn't even make sense. And so they were doing whatever the fuck they wanted, and they were like, for some reason started rapping and getting points for rapping. It was like, what? How did? And of course they have some stupid ass pop song that's like, boo 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 boo. It's like, what is that? Like, it's just so exhausting. And they don't even. It's not even a rap battle. They just rap in front of them and get points.
Yeah,
it just made no sense, and I was like, very exhausted by it.
Yeah. Also, the Notorious P.I.G. thing was like some like late 90s t-shirt. Like it was like one of those like things that like the kind of really white trash guy you know would wear.
Yeah. Oh,
like,
yeah.
It's just like a WB character, but it says Notorious P.I.G. Like I don't. It's like a shirt. It is literally a t-shirt.
Yeah.
They even that reference is. I mean, how long has it been since Notorious P.I.G. was dead?
Yeah, I know.
It's been dead for 15 years.
I'm sure.
Probably, right?
What a way to honor his legacy.
Yes.
A new legacy, an old legacy, all the legacies. And then Melancholy says they were probably trying to throw in a reference for the parents, but did a horrible job. I mean, I get that for sure, but this absolutely is not. Well, it's like so confusing. It's like who is it for?
Yes.
Why? Like the parent? It's just silly. It's all of it's just like even trying to make any formulation of why anything was chosen in this movie is just like chaos. You're like, what the fuck?
Yes, and like so the jokes that are for the kids probably aren't there because I don't know what the jokes are for the kids.
Yeah,
like I guess it's just like when somebody gets bonked on the head is for the kids.
Yeah,
but all the rest of the jokes are for the adults.
Yeah,
it's shit like Casablanca and The Matrix. And it's like, I mean, I guess maybe some kids have seen those, but are they gonna get some Casablanca reference?
Yeah, probably not.
And also, even like which adults are? I mean, I'm not gonna. Okay, which adults that want to see Space Jam: A New Legacy and aren't forced into it like we were care about Casablanca?
Yeah.
How many? What is the Venn diagram of people who like Space Jam and want to see the sequel, and people who care about Casablanca? They're two circles that are millions of light years away from each other.
The server verse. They shouldn't even be visible within the server.
No, not even with a telescope can you see the other planet.
The Casablanca planet. Where just this movie occurs endlessly in some kind of hellscape. Yeah, it's like, what the fuck?
I felt another thing that made me like mad about this movie is like it made me mad at things I like.
Yeah.
Like I love Casablanca, I love The Matrix, I love Fury Road, but anytime like there was a reference to it, I was like, oh my god. It made me think of like in zombie movies, like when your daughter turns into a zombie and you've got to kill your daughter. It's like, I will kill The Matrix if it can save it
exactly.
from this movie.
Exactly.
I'll never watch The Matrix again.
That's great.
If you can just take it out of Space Jam: A New Legacy.
Please God, yeah, it retroactively corrupted. It's like Agent Smith, like poking his arm into the Matrix and absorbing it. Yes. You are now Space Jam: A New Legacy. Yeah, when that's a low main up for me when they cut to like the movie scenes, like Mad Max and stuff. Yeah, just instantly made me like be like, oh, this like sucks. Like this is horrible.
Yeah, I hate that movie now.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, because it's in this, I hate it. I'm like, yikes.
I'll never watch Fury Road again.
Yeah, exactly. It's so weird, and it felt like such a stretch where they were like, oh well, Marvel's kind of doing where they bring in whatever they want. Now we'll bring in all our random movies. It's like, that doesn't work. Like, what? It just made no sense.
I wish they had taken this same idea and either not done it, which is preferred.
Yeah.
Like the idea that there's just random references to random Warner Brothers movies. I wish they had not done that at all.
Yes, please.
But if they had, I wish they had made something out of it.
Yeah,
because they do a few bits where they go to different movies and whatever. But I was looking through like Warner Brothers old movies, and there's like a bunch of great old horror movies.
Yeah,
or like scary, like bunch of stuff that a cartoon would not want to be a part of.
Yes,
like there's The Exorcist, there's Friday the 13th, there's Deliverance.
Yeah,
there's Gremlins, there's Clockwork Orange, there's like the Batman movies. Like having a the tunes jump through different horror movies thing.
That would be good.
Have them like show up in Reagan's bedroom in The Exorcist.
Yeah.
And have to duck puke or something. Yeah. No, they probably couldn't do that. But like have them get scared. Like she turns her head around and they go, "Ooh, I gotta get out of here." Yeah. And then they go and Jason's chasing them. And oh my God. Ding, ding, ding. Oh, this is a pretty nice forest. And look at this beautiful water. Ding, 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 ding. What? Make something out of it.
Yeah.
Because this concept is not without precedent.
Yeah.
Like Airplane, these great parody movies are in a similar way a bunch of references. Like they are jokes and references, except the references are extrapolated. They aren't just a reference. And at least in the movies, usually they were timely references.
Yeah.
But they exist without the references.
Yeah.
You watch the movie and you go, this has a story. And stuff is happening. And funny stuff is happening that I would laugh at whether I know the movie or not.
Yeah.
Other funny stuff is happening. Well, there's in Airplane, there's a Saturday Night Fever parody. And that's funny if you've seen Saturday Night Fever, but also there's like tons of crazy shit. There's like Girl Scouts fighting. Yeah. There's other funny stuff that isn't Saturday Night Fever.
Exactly.
And in this, there is no other stuff.
There's substance to it. It's like actually thought out, not just kind of like earlier, like it's not just a thing that you see and go, oh, I know that. Yes. And there's nothing else there. It's like very hollow. Yeah, I see that. Broobs brings up a good point. It was a long, bad commercial for their movies, which it's like, which I get. I mean, yeah, the first one is just like marketing, and then this one's just more marketing and also propaganda for LeBron James, I guess. Like the weirdest thing I've ever. I was like, what?
And I was also thinking like. I was just about to go to bed, still haunted by it. And I was thinking, oh, okay, The Matrix is in this movie so much because the new Matrix is coming out next year.
Yeah, probably.
That's the whole reason it's in there.
Refresh.
To like bring it back into people's minds, and they'll go, oh, the fourth Matrix is coming out. That's nice.
Which now I'm horrified. Who knows? Yeah, it'll probably be. Scary. Yeah.
Porky Pig's gonna be the new fucking Matrix.
Yeah, he's the.
Yeah. Take the red pill.
Yeah. Do you think that's air? No, it's a foghorn leghorn. Do you think that's a air? You're breathing. So dumb. That's so dumb.
Perfect. I've got like 1,000 more bad things, but I want you to drop some more bad things on me, Michael.
Well, I was gonna say Anna Sue Cool said Deliverance is perfect for a Porky Pig moment, which would be
yes,
yeah, would be perfect.
Squeal like a pig, exactly.
Yeah, I mean you could have Elmer Fudd in there doing something, which I have to say it felt like his character wasn't even his character. Like he didn't feel like anything in this movie.
Wait, which one?
Elmer Fudd. I was like,
yeah,
he doesn't feel like he did in the cartoon. He just is kind of just there, and even his voice was just weird. I was like, huh?
Yeah, that's another main drawback to these movies. Like the first one and this one is that they don't sound like the old ones.
Yeah, exactly.
Like the voice acting.
Yeah, bugs.
For whatever, I mean, I guess there's some approximation.
Yeah.
Of the voices, but it's not the same.
No, I feel like maybe Porky is the only one who's been around doing it for a while, and the rest are just like people who are like, oh, I can do a Daffy Duck voice. Hey, I'm a duck.
Hey there, I'm a duck.
Yeah, I'm a duck.
I got a jacket on.
Yeah, that's right. Chad said the mask was pointlessly just kind of standing on the sidelines of the game, not doing anything the mask would be doing. That's so true. He would be causing mayhem.
Yes.
Or
King Kong just sits.
Just
sits and watches.
So dumb. So stupid. Oh, isn't there some dumbass line like King Kong ain't got nothing on me, and then King Kong's like, hey, I'm King Kong. Yeah.
And even that is a reference to fucking Training Day.
Oh wow, yeah.
King Kong ain't nothing.
Is that a Warner Brothers?
I guess it
that would be so
I don't
funny.
Have any idea. Once again, like a fucking old reference.
So bizarre.
An old reference.
Okay.
And a played out reference at the time.
Exactly.
Like that line, I didn't see Training Day until years later.
Yeah.
But I had heard that reference hundreds of times because it was like a thing that was used in like various sketches throughout that year afterwards.
Oh.
King Kong ain't got nothing on me.
This is a perfect segue into another low main. It's like all of the bad tags that they have in this movie for jokes. Like I always hate like, awkward or like that's gonna leave a mark. But in this movie, they like double up and like 2 to 3 characters will have one after something happens. It just like keeps cutting to people saying some added thing, and LeBron's like, "Well, I did not think that could happen," and you're like, "What the fuck is going on? Like, this is so psychotic." Like, that is just ugh. He is my ultimate low main, though. I'm sorry, I know you're a basketball player, but you've been in a few movies at this point. Like, how were you this bad in all of those as well?
I don't know.
I get it's like
he's so bad.
It's amazing. Like you can be, outside of basketball, you can be completely talentless, but because you are wealthy, you get more opportunity. It's just so stupid.
Yeah.
Like what?
And I mean, maybe he is good in other things.
I don't know
because everyone is bad in this. Every performance. Don Cheadle is occasionally pretty fun. Like, I like him in the Ocean's movies.
Yeah.
Sometimes he's good. He's bad.
Horrible.
He's really bad in this.
From the moment he came on screen, I was like, oh, fuck. This is
just a bad decision.
Horrible decision.
He doesn't make sense as a villain.
Nope.
Are you scared of Don Cheadle?
No.
No.
And he's just like, it just doesn't make any sense. He's a human, but he's not. And he's trying to impress humans, even though he can do anything he wants. Like, it just doesn't make... It's like, what? What is this? Like, it's so bizarre.
Brutal.
Yeah. Oh, and I did want to bring this up alongside of LeBron's acting. Because I told you this, but LeBron's delivery is exactly. I even said in my brain, I was like, "Oh my god, he is the Black Tommy Wiseau." Like the way he says stuff. There's a, There's like a "Oh hi, Mark," but he goes, "Oh hi, son." And I was like, "That is exactly the way he do." Like it like made my brain explode. I was like, "What?" Yeah, he's horrifyingly bad.
He's so brutally bad.
Yeah, I think Broob said it earlier. I can't find it. LeBron's performances sounded like he did it once on his own at home and didn't do any more than one take. Like, especially
Yes.
for all the cartoon stuff. Just like, hey, Bugs, I'm your friend. Like,
Yeah.
like, what?
There are parts where he's yelling, and it's just him going, ah,
Yeah.
oh no, what's happening? Wow, this is a fast truck.
Yeah.
I don't think anything could have saved this movie,
No.
but it would have been somewhat slightly less miserable
Yeah.
if LeBron had been even a little bit good.
Ugh.
He's so bad. And I honestly don't know if anybody in this movie has ever been good, because it's
No.
just like everybody's horrible in it.
Everybody.
Even who's the guy who plays the announcer who was in Get Out?
Oh, I don't know his name, but he's usually good. But
Yeah, is it Lil Rel? Am I making
Lil
that up?
Rel, maybe.
It...
There was one line he said. Oh, there was one line I did like where he was like, "They've somehow got like they've come back, even though it doesn't even really make sense like how they did it." And I was like, "That's at least there's some honesty to that line."
Yes.
Yeah, but it was just so bad. It was
bad.
like,
he was
what the
bad.
fuck? And the other announcer, of course, bad. It's like,
yeah,
everything's
there.
bad.
I mean, there. It would not take much to improve this movie.
No, yeah.
And there are so many ways to do it.
Yes.
Like one that I was thinking of is that like it would be cool to see a version of NBA Jam.
Yes.
But as a movie,
Yeah.
like people are doing the crazy dunks and all that sort of thing, which they sort of are in this, but it like never feels exciting.
Yeah.
Like they don't seem to make anything have any cohesion. Like there are no plays that happen through the whole play. You never feel like anything moves from one end of the court to the other.
No.
Like one thing that I noticed, even in the opening credits, there's like this part where LeBron's going up for a huge dunk, and they cut away, and then they cut back to the end of the dunk, and it's just like you just completely misunderstand what is exciting about basketball.
Exactly.
Like it's so amazing to watch someone dunk, and to cut away from it is insane.
So stupid.
Like watching someone dunk, even as a person who hasn't watched sports since I was a kid, is amazing.
Yeah, it's like, whoa.
Watch someone running down the court, catching an alley-oop and like slam dunking. Yeah. It's like, oh my God, that's crazy. And they don't do that.
Yeah.
They don't do any of that. Like there's no sense of like people are having a play.
No.
People are doing like I keep talking about it, I'm sorry, but one of my favorite movies of last year, the Way Back, about like Ben Affleck is teaching kids how to play basketball.
Yeah.
And that is so exciting to watch these kids play basketball.
Exactly.
Like part of the excitement is like they're passing, their characters, so you sort of understand some small amount of like why they're doing what they do within the game.
Yeah.
And when they score, you go, yeah! But you never, ever go, yeah.
No, well, because, all the context is lost in the editing, which is so funny because you're literally building this fake scene out of nothing, but then you lose all sense of what's happening. Nothing matters because literally the point system is made up. So you're just like, well, why wouldn't they just get 1,000,000 points and win? Like, it doesn't make any sense at any point. But you there's no stakes. There's just nothing. You're like,
nothing.
Don't know what I'm even looking at.
There is nothing.
Yeah.
Okay, another one thing I thought could be at least a little bit improved is if you're going to do the references, do them well.
Yes, there you go.
And this is one of the main ones I thought of. There's this moment where for some reason they introduce another member of the Goon Squad.
Yeah. For some reason.
They like make it seem like you should be impressed or excited. It's this guy named Kronos who can control time. And he does the bit that they have done in now 1,000 movies. He does like the Quicksilver bit from X-Men and the Flash bit from the Justice League, where everything slows down and he can control things and people are moving very slowly. And then later they kind of mirror that bit with Roadrunner. Roadrunner is going insanely fast, and he can do stuff too. And if you're going to do this and you have the Matrix at your disposal, use the music from the lobby scene
Yeah, exactly.
of the Matrix. So, you know, fucking Roadrunner starts to do shit, and then you hear dun, 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 dun,
Exactly.
dun, and he starts doing shit, and you follow him. You have at least a little moment where he is doing the thing,
Exactly.
and he grabs the ball, and he does the thing, and then he scores. Have a
Something.
beginning and a middle and an end
Yes.
to any moment.
Not just a cut to something you recognize, then away from it. Okay.
Yes.
I mean, hell, even Scary Movie 1, they pull off that thing where they pull in that Matrix music when what's her face does the like Matrix moves, like, and that pulls you into it, and you're like, oh, haha, this is funny, like, this makes sense, like, integrated.
Yes, at the time it was a timely reference, but also it's like it is the reference, but put in a different space.
Yes, yeah.
Whereas in Space Jam, it is like the Matrix. They're just in the Matrix.
Yeah.
But in Scary Movie, it is like, why would someone be doing the Matrix thing?
Exactly.
Is what is funny about it.
Yes, and they just, I feel like they've just, they don't know no one knows what they're doing, and they're just like, just put a bunch of stuff in it, be loud and bright, and it's a movie. It's like,
yeah,
yikes.
There's so little sense of anything.
Yeah.
Like, okay, there's no sense of place.
No.
There's no emotional impact.
Mm-mm.
There's no even like kind of visceral thrills of like an action movie or something where bunches of crazy stuff is happening and you're going, wow, this is amazing.
Nope.
There's none of that.
None.
There's just like nothing. It is nothing.
The whole thing's nothing.
And it's 2 hours. One of the amazing things is that it's 2 hours.
That's the ultimate low main.
They managed to do nothing
in 2 hours.
In 2 hours.
Yet also, like you're saying, like speed everything up. Yet nothing. It's so bizarre. It's the weirdest
like all
thing.
The bits are so fast. Just like pew, 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 which is like a common Warner Brothers thing, and I totally get that.
Sure.
But I mean, there is some purity in the old Warner Brothers
cartoons. Yeah.
Cartoons. There's some purity in those because it's like 2 or 3 characters, and you know what is happening.
Yeah.
You see what is happening. You see what is going to happen, and then when it happens, it's funny.
Exactly.
Like Wile E. Coyote will screw something up. So when he goes and he buys a catapult, you go, I don't know exactly what's going to happen with this catapult, but it's going to be bad. And there's often different versions of it. They show you different funny jokes. The catapult goes over and it splats him, or somehow he accidentally gets on the catapult and he flies away.
Exactly.
There's different versions of the thing, but like there's no seeing the beginning and knowing what's going to happen.
Yeah.
So there's no setup.
There's no setup.
I think is probably another one of the fatal flaws. There are no setups.
Yeah, it's just punchlines that aren't even good, like remotely good punchlines. So they're like
bad punchlines to a setup that doesn't exist.
Yeah, that's great.
It's a fatal misunderstanding of how comedy works.
Yeah, it really is.
Hey, is that's gonna leave a mark? A punchline?
No.
I mean, it hasn't been in 10 years. I think
nothing.
That must have been the first time that's gonna leave a mark happened, right?
Yeah, it's like
Chris Farley or somebody.
It's become like a meme. It's like, okay, I just recognize it, and I know that's the whole lifeblood of the internet, but it's just like, geez, what is the cost of that? Like everything's just like, oh, I recognize this cat sitting at a table. That's funny. It's like, what are you?
Yeah.
Think about maybe another possibility. Like, oh, what if it wasn't that? What if it was a totally new thing that you actually thought about and constructed? How about that? And this movie is anti anything creative. It's just like recycle and pervert and destroy like everything it can touch.
Yes.
And
we talked a little bit after the movie about Ready Player One,
which
which is a similar thing in many ways to this. I mean, it's vastly superior to Space Jam.
Yeah.
But it's a similar thing only in that it does the same thing, but just better. because it says, well, here's a race. So here's the different parts of the race, and here's exciting things happening in the race.
Yes.
And if King Kong is there, it's because he is chasing you, and it's scary.
Exactly.
He's not just King Kong sitting.
Yeah. That's really
that maybe is one of the big differences between that movie and this movie is in Ready Player One, King Kong moves.
Yeah, actually.
And for some reason in this, King Kong sits.
That's really funny.
They make King Kong sit.
That's really great. I love it.
Just a big monkey, and he sits.
He's just sitting there just because we need to have seen him. We need Iron Giant to walk through a frame, but then never appear in any other part and have nothing to do with the movie.
He also sits. There's like a few more frames where Iron Giant is going, "Oh, I love basketball."
Yeah.
He's just sitting and watching basketball. Fucking the Droogs from Clockwork Orange are just like, well, I just got done raping.
Yeah, that's what I thought about the whole time.
Perfect time to go and watch a cartoon basketball.
They're just holding the like sculpture of that dick. That would be crazy. Or like, oh, this would be a great thing. I felt like the guy in Clockwork Orange with my eyes like held open watching this.
Yeah, and it really is similar. It's similar in so many ways because in that movie he's watching these horrible things and it makes him hate Beethoven because they've given him this drug and it makes the violence eventually get to him and he hates Beethoven, which is his most favorite thing. And now we hate the Matrix.
Yeah.
And we hate Mad Max Fury Road.
Mm-hmm.
And we hate Casablanca.
We do. We hate it.
They made us hate Casablanca.
Don't play it again, Sam. I don't want to see it ever again.
He's not looking at you.
We're not looking at you, kid. We're done looking at you.
This looks like the end of a beautiful friendship.
Yeah. That's great. Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn still holds up because that's true. I just don't. Frankly, my dear, I don't give a jam. No, I was thinking we can pull in whatever because at this point,
yes, that's true.
Who gives a shit?
True. Pull in any movie,
you want. But yeah,
Rosebud.
Yeah, just say it. Just say Rosebud.
They should have been why didn't they just put a Citizen Kane reference in this for no fucking reason?
I'm surprised they didn't, honestly.
Yeah. 2001. There should have been a 2001 reference with King Kong.
Please, yeah.
King Kong's running, and then he comes to the obelisk.
Yeah.
Throws up a bone, and the bone turns into a basketball.
Yeah. Space Jam. That's the title.
Jam.
So weird. Yeah. It's so dumb.
That actually would be kind of so much better.
Yeah.
If they started off.
Yeah.
I wonder, is 2001 a WB property?
I have no clue, but I did think of another lo mein that just hit me really wrong.
Yeah.
It's when they are showing LeBron as like a kid, like, and he's just trying his best to whatever, and his mom's like raising him, and then like he leaves his mom, and then it cuts to him tying his shoes. And it's like, ghetto superstar. I was like, what the fuck? Like, it just came off so weird. I was like, what is this choice? It just felt wrong. I was like, there was a lot in the movie that just felt wrong, like off, like just like what? I don't know. It just made me feel not good.
Yeah, kind of tone deaf, and also just like I know that most like the producer and the director are both black.
Yeah,
but still felt like weird, like playing
strange.
Ghetto Superstar. When like some kid just got done talking to his like single mom.
Yeah, it
definitely feels like something I would do if I wanted to make something really racist.
Yeah, exactly. It felt really weird. I was like, I just don't get. I don't know. But yeah, and Anna So Cool says no Game Boys allowed, which was the funniest plot point. It was like, what? You caught him playing a game once ever, and you're like, this is ruining your chances to be a basketball player. It's like, what?
That's why you didn't win the game, is because you were playing the Warner Brothers cartoon game on your Nintendo branded Game Boy device,
which looked so thrown together. Just like they had a week to just make something that looked like kind of like Bugs Bunny jumping around. It was so dumb. Like, what is this? And it's like it's like the Jumanji thing. The new Jumanji's like, it'll be a video game. It's like everything's just like, well, it'll be about a video game now. It'll be in the serververse. Like,
yeah,
it's just all dumb. Like in the old one, it was just they just came from a cartoon land that just existed somewhere else because they're cartoons. They can do that. Not Casablanca land because it was made once and now is a world. I was like, what? All of it's so dumb.
It's really bad.
Anyway.
And I don't want to talk about it anymore, Michael.
Yeah, I'm so sick of it. I will never watch this again for the rest of my life, and I never want to think about it ever.
No, I have to post about it for a whole week now.
I'm so sorry.
It's haunting. But if you, like us, need help in this dark world, tweet at us at Food Court Cast. Head over to our Instagram and hit the heart button on all of our posts at Food Court Movie Podcast. Go over into your favorite podcast app and give us 5 stars and type us a really long review. Say, I voted for Space Jam, which now in the end I realized was a cruel thing to do. So I will give them 5 stars because they were good sports about it in some ways. They actually weren't great sports about it. But considering the torture I put them through, they were pretty good sports. And just write that review. And also, don't forget the poll. These will be your choices for the poll next week. From Michael, Bajillionaire.
Yes.
From listener Kristen, the talented Mr. Ripley. From me, the last 2, because I thought of ones that I wanted to watch. Because I enjoyed Pig so much, I thought I want to watch more Nick Cage, and I've never seen Leaving Las Vegas.
Ooh,
so Leaving Las
me
Vegas
neither.
Is on there. And because I saw it on Amazon, and I love it, Crimson Tide.
Ooh,
so
interesting.
These are the things you should vote for. There's none of these that could be as crushing as Space Jam 2, so we're excited to see those.
It's nice to have a break where there's nothing that's just like brutally awful. Like, it's nice to
I mean, I think part of the show is really being miserable while watching it. That's maybe part of the thing that people like about
They love it. They love it.
Occasionally, we need to watch a good movie so that we don't completely give up on life.
Yeah, we don't completely give up. I thought about it a lot, and I think there is a reason to live, but I'll get back to you next week.
Hey, join us next week. Find out if Michael has a will to live. Find out if John comes back.
Yeah.
I have a will to live, which is the potential to see Crimson Tide. And so go vote on that poll, and we will see you next week.
Yes.
We will talk to you next week. And on behalf of Michael Hampton, I am Sean Parrott, and I want to say to you, bon appetit.
Bon appetit. Thank you, everybody, for watching.